Live, local, late breaking. You're watching 13 News on Fox 11.
Monday, no. It rhymed. Well, it didn't rhyme. Okay, anyways. That means we're talking tech this morning.
Are we? Okay, well, our tech expert Andy Taylor tells us about a new scam that's targeting data storage and ways to protect against it.
Well, good morning. We're talking about safety and security today and keeping yourself safe. And we've talked about safety while you're shopping online. Got to be careful of the websites you go to, the information that you give up. You also have to be careful about the products that you're purchasing. There's a scam that's been going around recently involving backup drives, especially like SSD backup drives, which are super fast, solid state devices, no spinny parts in them. So again, it's super fast. But what we're finding now is that maybe somebody told you to get yourself a backup drive, you do a Google search, and in that Google search, you pull up an ad that just seems too good to be true. Well, here's the thing. If it's too good to be true with that price, it probably is. Because what some of these scammers are doing now is they're taking just an enclosure and they're putting technology inside. They're putting a USB drive and what you would think is an SSD drive, even printing on the front of it that it's an SSD, as you can see here. They're including an SD card inside. Now, an SD card is something you would find in many different devices. They're great, not as fast as an SSD, and the failure rate on some of these drives are going to be very high, and you're not going to get that full potential when it comes to your storage as you'll get if you bought a proper SSD. So be careful of where you're shopping and do the research before you pull the trigger, because again, if that price is too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. And when it comes to being safe and making a backup, these drives, again, you get a proper drive, it can be great. But the problem is a lot of us, we take our drives, we do our backups, and we leave our drives there. If something was to happen, unfortunately, like a fire in a home, and that burned up with the computer, well, there's that backup. It's gone. How about backing up to the cloud? Now, a lot of people get confused when it comes to that. They just back up their photos, maybe their documents. Maybe they'll do it to a OneDrive account or a Google Drive. Well, how about Acronis? Now, Acronis has been around for quite some time. They have the True Image program, which is phenomenal for making a backup, a full clone backup of your system and doing synchronous backups where you can back up every day and have that stored. Well, now with the Cyber Home Protect, Acronis has gone all out, and now they give you a security solution. So with the program, you go to your system and you have the ability to back up to the cloud. Now, depending on the plan that you choose, you can get up to 5 terabytes and, of course, add users depending on how many systems you want protected. And as you can see, it does quarantining, detects problems, even gives you a threat report to tell you some of the threats that it was able to eliminate, and it will do an antivirus scan of your system. You can also archive your large and your old files as well, so that way you make sure that they can be stored on the cloud. They have a great tool section. So you've got a universal restore, system cleanup, you've got the third-party tools, and you've got Acronis Drive Cleanser. This is great. Now, Acronis used to have the disk director, which was phenomenal. This gives you the same capabilities to actually format, partition a drive, and do all of that drive maintenance you may need to do on a drive at some point. You also have the ability for your a cloud backup, so you can download that information. And again, it gets stored in the cloud, and you could even have it stored so that if your system was to have a failure, you could completely have a backup, a clone of that drive so you can get back to work. And again, it's a full-fledged program. And for doing your backups, backing up your system to the cloud, it's safe, it's secure with Acronis. And again, you can find more information by going to their website, Acronis, Acronis.com. They have software for businesses. They have software for homes as well. I'm Andy Taylor.